So we just thought that we'd try and bring this to life a little bit here. And what we're showing you on the screen now is a copy of Steve's Strengthscope profile. This is just one of the pages in the report that you get when you have a Strengthscope assessment. What this shows you here is 24 strengths that we all have in our everyday, things that we can all do, just that some of them we don't particularly like as much, enjoy as much, or get energy from. And Strengthscope is very much about being energized by the things that we like doing. The lines that are in the deep pink fuchsia colour, depending on what your screens are like, this shows Steve's significant 7 in this deep pink colour. So let's just have a quick whiz through those: optimism, collaboration, compassion, empathy, leading, relationship building, and initiative. So the theory is that when Steve is able to use these strengths on a day-to-day basis, he will be more motivated. This is what will get him out of bed in the morning and his feet on the floor, because these are the things that really give him energy. The others don't mean that they're not strengths. We don't talk about weaknesses in Strengthscope. We just talk about them being lesser strengths, so they're less likely to motivate him. So one of Steve's lowest ones, let's have a look, is detail orientation. So he can do it, I know he can do it, but if he was having to do it all the time, it would drain him and would start demotivating him. It might even make him think it's not a strength, but it actually still is. It's just that it just doesn't give him the same kind of buzz as leading and relationship building does. Just a quick thing about the 4 quadrants here. So you'll probably notice they're all labelled emotional, relational, execution, and thinking. So Steve is massively loaded in the relational quadrant. So this is about establishing and maintaining productive relations with others. So things like networking and possibly being in the pub and being with a group of people, leading big teams, all of these things are likely to give Steve quite a bit of a buzz. On the opposite side, his thinking quadrant, he has no significant 7s in there, which means that whilst he can do all this stuff, and again, I know he can do all this stuff, it doesn't motivate him the same. So if we were working together and did this even for half a day or more, he might start to wane and not quite be able to have the same energy as if we were working on the areas that he particularly enjoys. The top and the bottom of this grid are split by people and tasks. So again, Steve's very heavily people orientated and less on the task. And then it's split internal and external. So on the left-hand side is these sort of the internal emotions and feelings that drive us, and on the right-hand side, the external is kind of how we drive others and what other people see from us. And again, Steve's really big on the external side. The numbers in the middle of this grid just talk about the balance between those 4 quadrants, which in Steve's case, it's quite visible because of his lean towards relational. So 32% of his strengths are sitting within there.